So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't seen the Python programming part 1, part 2, and part 3, they're in the description below. And we are going to continue from the previous video called the string formatting. But we are going to learn a different way to learn a string formatting. Okay, so strings are a bits of text, so they can be defined as anything between the quotes. So like a string is equal to, then you put the quotation mark on and say hello, hello world. Okay, and then for the second line, here I'll show you. For the number 2, you can do a string 2, and then you do hello world, as in with the one single quote. And then if you run it, but you have to save it first. So in mine, I already saved it, so it's going to do it like that. And then if you run it, it's going to run nothing, right? Because so like as you can see, the first thing that you learned was printing a simple sentence, okay? And then this sentence was stored by Python as a string. However, instead of immediately printing string out, we will explore the various things you can do with them. You can also use a single quote or to assign a double quote and assign a string. However, we will face the problem if the value to be assigned item contains single quotes, right? So why this is not working, because you did not print this right here. So you have to print. If you want to print this, then you can do print and then do let's say a string 2. And then if you run it, see hello world, right? So you have to do, see this number 3 right here? You have to use the word print to print whatever you want to print. So let's say I want to print the first one right here. So, and then I'm going to do print and say a string. And then close the bracket, and if I run it, and it's gonna it's not defined. Okay, well, let's delete this thing because both things are not gonna work. Oh, well, it's not working. Well, because we're going to learn about single quotes. Okay, so a string is equal to double quote with the hello world. Alright, and if we print the word with single quotes are this, and then if you close it, and then you have to print len a string. And then if you run it, it's gonna say single quotes are like this, and then they're gonna tell you the number 12 because it's the length of this word. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's not gonna work, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's still not working. So that prints out 12 because the hello world is 12 characters long, right? So like this one. Hello world. Oh, hello world is 12 characters long. That's why it printed out the number 12. The reason I said the single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is to tell you it's not that. It's about the string, because it's like string, a string right there. So it's gonna tell you about the string right here, because it's the string with the hello world, and it says the single quotes are this thingy, right? Right, and then the len is called the length of a string. Right here, the length of this hello world is 12. Okay, you understand that? Great. Now, now I continue with the a string equals hello world. And then if we print a string dot index and open with the quote 0 o quote, and like that, what do you think is gonna print? It's gonna print a number, because you know why? Because this hello world right here, so this is O, this is O right here, right? So this is O, and then there's only one O in this hello world string. So this O right here, this O is the number 4. So let's print it. What? Okay. Huh, wait, what? What did I do wrong here? Print a string. Oh, it's got an end here. So, and then if you do it again, it's gonna print as 4 right here, 4. All right. Yeah, so that prints at 4 because the location of the hello world is the letter number 4. Because someone says, why is that 4? It should be 5 because there's 5 letter of the hello. Because you don't count the number 1 in the Python. You start with the number 0. So H is 0, E is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's why the letter O prints out the number 4. Okay? Yeah, so the 5th character of the string is O. So let's continue with the uh, different formatting. So we learned about index, right? Now we're gonna learn about count. So the strings start with a 0 instead of 1, right? So the index is O is 4. So we're gonna switch up to this as a string dot to count, and then we're gonna switch this O to L. And if we run that, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna work? What is the letter L? So there's this L and this L and this L right here. There's 3 L's. Oh, so there's 3 L's. What? Yeah. Then it's gonna print out 3 because there are 3 L's in hello. So for those of you using silly fonts, like that's a letter of lowercase L, not a number 1. Alright, so this look like a 1. See, 1 and L. It's kind of similar. It's not a L. Okay. It's not. No, I mean it is a L. It's not a 1. So this counts the number of L's in the string. Therefore, it should put 3, and it did. Okay, now we're gonna talk about listing, like not listing, like slicing the word. Alright, we're gonna talk about slicing the word. So there's a word hello world, right? And then we're gonna talk about slicing. How do we slice? We slice a word with the square bracket. With the square bracket that is beside the letter P on your keyboard. So, and then let's do the number 3, and then we are going to use just like a ratio. The quotation, no, not the quotation, the column thingy, and 7, and then you close the bracket. So it's gonna run with start from the letter 3, and then end with the letter 7. Number 7. So in this thingy, in this hello world string. So this prints out the string starting with at the index 3 and ending the index with 6. But not why 6 and not 7. So most programming languages do this, like it makes doing math inside those brackets. So it's like a ratio, you know. Remember, like in grade 8, when you're young, you learn ratios and stuff in math class, right? So if you just have one number in your bracket, it will give you the single character at that index. If you leave out the first number but keep the colon, it will give you a slice from the start to a number you left in. If you leave out the second number, it will give you the slice from the first number to the end. So let's print this. So what do you think is gonna happen? Think before I press run. So this 3, index number 3 right here. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So this right here. And then it's gonna go until the number 7. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's gonna print out a letter low. Yeah, so low with the up and downs. Right. So next we're gonna talk about the same thing but with a bunch of numbers too. So you can even put a negative number inside the bracket. They're an easy way to string at the end of the string instead of the beginning. So if you put a negative right here, negative in this string, then it's going to go backward this way. Not this way, it's going to go this way. So let's try that. It's not gonna work because this is 7 right here. It's the 7 on the W. So we have to go with the, let's do 0. Still not working. Okay. So negative 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's do negative 3. So it's gonna L. It prints out L. So 1, 2, 3, 0. Wait. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't work. So that means the third character from the end. This means the third character from the end. 1, 2, 3. I think it's so it starts at 1 at the back. So you can do like a string 3 colon 7 colon 2, and then this will still print out the same letter. So L, L. So -3 equals the L, and 3, 7, 2 equals the letter L, right? And then so let's learn about skipping the one character to another. So I'm gonna give you some tips for this practice. So in general form, if there is like 3 of them, it's gonna start like this. So start is the first number, stop is the middle number, and step is the last one. Alright, so let's do hello world. So let's print this again. So print and say a string 3 and 7 like that. Oh, like that, and then print a string with the bracket 3, 7, and 1. So it's gonna start, stop, and step. And if you run it, ta-da! It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The first one, the second one, the same word, right? So this top one right here is this top one right here, and the bottom one right here is start, stop, and step is the bottom on the low. Okay, now that we both of them produce the same output. So there is no function like the strv and c to reserve a string. But with the above mentioned type of slide syntax, you can easily reverse a string like this. So hello world, and you can reverse it like a string with the bracket open, colon, and -1, and bracket, square bracket closed with the round bracket closed. Now if you run it, it's gonna do a backward. So like hello world, and then with the exclamation point. So yeah, so it's a reverse way to say hello world. That's how this thing looks like. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the capitals and the lowercase of this Python exercising. Okay, so first you print, and then a string, and you can do the if you want to do uppercase, you do dot upper with the like that, and then if you want to print a lowercase, you do a string and dot lower like this. And it's gonna print the top one with the all capital, and the lower is gonna print with the all lower case. Like that. Yeah, so we have a few more exercising things to do and like few more tutorial, and the last one that we are going to work on yourself, and you guys can comment down below what you think, like what you printed on your programming. All right. So it's gonna be just fixing the letter and programming stuff. Okay, so let's continue with our tutorial. So a string is hello world. So these make a new string with a letter case that are converted to uppers and lowers respectively, right? So we're gonna do it differently. Do print, and you do a string is start sweat. And then see, and then you will do print with a string with ends with A S D F G, like that, and then it's gonna print. What do you think it's gonna print? Huh? Before I run, what do you think it's gonna print? Dun dun dun. True or false? What? Why is that? Why does it print true in the upper and false on the lower part? Huh? Because a string starts with hello, right? A string starts with hello, but it does not end with the right? It ends with the word world, right? That's why it says true or false, true and false. Okay? Yeah. Okay, we have a last exercising tutorial. So this is used to determine whether the string start with something or end with something. So, okay, so like that, like start with and end with. And then the first one will print true as the string starts with hello. It did, right? It did start with hello. And the second will print false because it does not end with whatever this word is. Okay. Now we're gonna so a few words is a string dot split. A few words. Dun dun dun. It does not print anything. What do you think it's gonna print? It was gonna print nothing because it has nothing in here. So this splits the string into a bunch of strings grouped together in the list. Like since the example of the splits in the space, the first item in the list will be hello and the second item will be world, right? So I want you guys to fix this correct, like the correct output, you know. So the fixed output is going to be, I'll tell you right here. So let's say so s is equal to here there. What should the string will be? So the string of the length is a 20, right? And then it's gonna print the length of s is a module of d, so which is an integer, and then length, and then the first one occurs and then it's gonna be dot index A, and the number will be like that. Then slicing the string into bits would be difficult to read in here. So if you wanna like see the fast way to like check the error in this program, you can just run it and it's gonna tell you they have nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so but let's change this where is it? Where is it? String with string and split the word. So let's change this thing right here. So right here, I want you to change the hey there, what should the string will be? So that's this thing, right? So it's gonna be it's gonna be like I'm gonna program it on the other side of the computer. Okay, so I'm doing the same code here to make a the correct way to show you guys of that. Okay, so we are going to do this. Now, and then will be like this. It'll print like that. Whoa. See? So this is the new line start of these two separate ways. Okay? So it has a letter of 8 of them, but this has a letter of 13. And then it occurs 2 times, but this one occurs 1 time. And it's a string, but this one hey t. And then whatever that is, and then here. So strings and then R, oh, and then G as in R right here, right? So I only changed this in like many different ways right here, and like numbers and stuff. Yep, that's how you do a string basic operations. Okay, so in next tutorial we're gonna talk about the conditions, but I want you guys to pause this video and practice the basic string operation until the next time, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Have a great day. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure to leave a like before you leave.